Good morning, fellow beardists, fellow beard lovers, beard enthusiasts. Welcome to episode 6 of Brew with the Beard. I know it's been a while since I have graced you guys with my presence. Had a lot going on, but I'm finally back at it. Again, thank you to everybody that continue to even send questions and comments throughout that little drought. But I'm back. A lot to talk about today, a lot to cover. But first, let's get to the brew. Nothing special. This morning, I am actually taking it easy. No alcohol yet for the day. Today will be a busy day. It's actually pretty fucking chilly in Houston today. It's 57 degrees this morning. I think it's only going up to about 70. So, it's sweater, sweatshirt, jacket weather out here now. So I'm actually kind of grateful for it because it gives you a little break from the heat. This summer was kind of brutal, man. You know, hitting hundreds, high 90s, humid, a lot of rain, a lot of thunderstorms, but feeling good now that it's breezy October autumn weather, and that feels good. So I can finally break out the jacket, break out the hoodies, stuff I love to wear, being from New York, of course. The brew today is just lemonade, simply lemonade, with a splash of Villa Italia grapefruit soda from Trader Joe's. If you've never had this grapefruit soda, you are absolutely 100% wasting time. It may be the best thing that not only Trader Joe's has ever made, but any human being has ever made. This thing is absolutely amazing. And it tastes great with anything, to be honest. It tastes great with orange juice, lemonade, by itself. If you mix it with other Italian sodas, it's absolutely delicious. So I'm going to take a sip of this. Cheers to everybody, all the beardists, beard enthusiasts, beard lovers. Cheers to you. Happy Sabbath, happy Saturday, happy weekend. Probably wondering why I'm drinking out of a fucking Texans cup. Being from New York, right? I'm a Jet fan to the heart. But I actually went to my first NFL game. Actually watched my first NFL game within the last 3 years. I've been silently protesting with my frat brother Colin Kaepernick. Shout out to the Noops, yo. I've been silently protesting, I haven't watched a game in the last 3 years. And I figured, since he got a settlement from the NFL, it's time to get back on that pony, start watching some games. And to be honest, it wasn't as exciting as I thought it would be. It was a great experience to go to Texas Stadium. Shout out to my boy Dex for hooking me up with that ticket. But it wasn't as exciting as I anticipated it would be after a 3-year drought. So don't get me wrong, I had a great time, but I didn't get that butterflies feeling like I've missed something for the last 3 years. But it was certainly a very good game. Texans actually won, beat the Falcons. And tailgating out here, man, it's something different. I tailgated in Florida before and I had a lot of fun, but Texas, man, they do it big. Like people get out there like 9 o'clock in the morning, game starts at 12, and people are out there barbecuing. People are out there sucking down beers like it's fucking water, like it's going out of style. And they're doing like brisket and ribs and hot dogs and burgers. I mean, you name it, 9 o'clock in the morning. And these people are actually very, very courteous and very friendly. So I absolutely had a blast out at Texas Stadium, Energy Stadium last week. Actually looking forward to a couple of more games this weekend. Cowboys play the Jets. That should be an exciting game. Hopefully, if the Jets can actually compete. It's tiring watching your teams, man. Watching your teams just lay down and die sometimes. And I'm not saying that these athletes aren't out here trying. They're not out here busting their ass and at practice and reading plays. But it's just hard to watch, man. You see your professional sports team, especially if you're a super fan or a fan of any level. It's watching your team just can't get it together, man. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's personnel at a higher level, coaches, that sort of staff, or if it's the actual players, man. But it's hard to watch. Anyway, had a blast, watching the football game last week. So back watching the NFL, and the NBA is back preseason. A couple of teams have looked good. Just excited to see what all these trades have done for these teams. If these teams will gel and they'll get it together and make a run into the playoffs, hopefully to the championship, or if they fall apart. So it'll be interesting to watch that. And of course, the Yankees are in the American League Championship Series with the Houston Astros. So imagine now, it is pandemonium out here because you have a lot of New Yorkers that are actually in Houston, but Houston is very big on the Astros. So it's kind of like you can kind of see the seesaw and the balance tipping. You know, the New Yorkers are coming out now. They're very supportive of the Yankees, of course, and the Houston fans are out there. And it's friendly banter back and forth. I haven't seen anything get too serious, but I think tonight's the first game, so it should be pretty incredible. And of course, now I gotta rock out for the Yanks, man. I can't remember the last time I've seen a New York team make it this far, so definitely got to rock out for the Yankees. And I've been driving Uber after work lately, and you meet a lot of interesting people, man, and a lot of these people are fans. So I'm interested to see when I wear my Yankees gear, how they're going to react when I'm driving around with a Yankees fitted and claiming my love for the New York Yankees. So that should be interesting. But it's an exciting time for sports in the Houston area. Exciting time for sports, period. Just to have all of these individual sports back. But yeah, a lot of things to cover today, man. That verdict from Dallas. And to say that I'm not surprised is a factual statement. I'm not surprised at the verdict. I'm not surprised at she's guilty, but not guilty enough to give her a life sentence for murder. She's only worth 10 years, and then she could get 5 of those years suspended and be out on parole in 5 years. I've seen people go to prison for lesser crimes like drug possession, having weed, or it's just amazing, for robbery. It's just amazing how this is supposed to be the United States of America, a unified country, and the laws are different in every state. I don't really know how united that is. Shouldn't it be one law if it's one country? But again, it amazes me how certain people who have certain privileges or certain uniforms, wear certain uniforms, that frequently get breaks for a lot of the shit that they do, and a lot of the shit that they do to people of color. This woman really walked in this man's house, broke in this man's house, and killed him in his own apartment. Never administered any CPR, and called her partner and her backup to come and help her, not to help him. And to hear that story and be a young black man in America, it's just like, when will we finally kind of shake the cobwebs off and say, look, this is something that we have to do. We got to be able to do something to protect ourselves, to put a bubble over ourselves and protect ourselves, man. It's insane that these things keep happening. And the long arm of the law never really comes down to punish these people, man. There's always something where they kind of get a break, and we allow that shit. And the one thing that really pissed me off about this whole thing, people say that, the brother of the victim should be able to grieve in his own way, release that tension of, or release that knot of his brother being murdered, and do I agree with that to some degree? Absolutely. I mean, you don't want to have the burden of hate or the burden of sadness, just overwhelming you, right? But I also think that we have to, in some ways, stop being so forgiving. I don't think that we're that forgiving of ourselves and of our own people, but we're very quick to forgive others for their transgressions against us. And I don't believe that these people are remorseful for the things that they do. So the brother, I was kind of annoyed at that, but the bailiff and the judge just kind of tap dancing and overstepping or going above and beyond just to make this bitch feel comfortable. It's like, why? Have you done that for any other person in your courtroom? Have you been that compassionate about others, especially others that look like you? Have you been that compassionate when you see that multiple offender who's a drug dealer, or for traffic crimes, or for armed robbery, whatever it is? Have you ever been that compassionate where you would stroke that person's hair and comfort them while they're crying, or give that person a hug after you've done sentenced them to however many years in jail, and give them a Bible and pray for them? Are you kidding me? Like, what is the mentality of our people here, man? Like, what are you doing? I've never actually seen a judge of another race do that for us, but we're gonna step out and be the first ones to do that for other people. It's disgusting. Not saying it's never happened, but why? Everything pointed to this girl, to this person, that this was clear cut murder, a murderer. Like, took somebody's life. That this person did not deserve to die. They're in their own apartment after work eating ice cream. This person was shot and killed in their own apartment. And this person, with the crocodile tears, showing remorse, and we get up and hug and stroke hair and say, "I forgive you." What are we doing? Are we that forgiving of ourselves, of our people? Hell no. And it's disgusting. Like, what are we doing? It just boggles the mind, that we for centuries have been this forgiving of our oppressors, man. But we'll never forgive ourselves. We always look at ourselves as the enemy and our oppressors as these gods that we have to forgive, we have to accept. Yet they keep bashing our fucking skulls in. We always go to praying for these people, and as we're on our knees, they club us in the back of the head. Frequently. And that's metaphoric and actual. It's like, what more do we have to actually endure for us to wake up and say, look, we got to stop doing this, man, because they're going to keep running us over. Just trying to figure it out. Anyway, so that's my take on that whole thing. But yeah, but us as Black people, man, us as people of color have to shake those cobwebs off, man. This justice system isn't for us, and it's been proven time and time again. Lesser crimes get more time, and there is a blue code of solidarity and a blue code of silence. It's just like, it's disgusting. We as citizens should have more rights, and we never exercise them. I think we just kind of go with what they tell us, and we just move along, kind of like cattle. We never take the time to experience or explore the law and know what our rights are. We just kind of take what they tell us at face value and just accept it, and it's disgusting. But anybody that supports that sort of thing, like, always forgive. I can't get with that agenda. I mean, if that's what you choose to do, God bless you, man. But for me, I know what that's like to have your older brother murdered by somebody. That happened to me back in 2014. My oldest brother was murdered by gun violence, and I have since let go of that sadness. But I will never ever forgive those people that took my brother's life. Why would I do that? It's not something that I can actually forgive. So anyway, so that's my take on that. And yeah, like I mentioned earlier, I have been driving Uber for the last 2 weeks, and I gotta say, man, when you do something like that, you meet a lot of interesting people. You meet a lot of people that have stories to tell. A lot of people that, when they get in your car and they're with somebody, they're telling a story, and you're just sitting there listening, and it's just like, wow. Sometimes you think you have it bad, or sometimes you think you have the most interesting story in the world to tell, and sometimes you just got to shake your head after you drop them off, man. It's just like, wow, like, they really sat in this car with a total stranger and told that story. Can't believe it, you know? What's amazing is too, I think people definitely take the James Harden lookalike thing very seriously. They get in the car. Oh, I thought James Harden was driving Uber. Why the fuck would James? He's a Why would he? Unless he was doing it for like a talk show or doing it for like as a prank or a goof. But why would James Harden be out at 2 o'clock in the morning driving Uber for what? And the thing clearly says my name, so like, why would he go that far, like, to drive Uber? I mean, come on, give me a break. But yeah, I've been driving Uber, man. It's fun at times, but you know, coming straight from work, being up from 5 in the morning and working until 5, 6 in the evening, you know, coming home, getting something to eat, quick shower, back out by 7 or 8 o'clock. It can be tiring, man, but I am in full hustle mode right now. I'm looking to stack some chips, as we say in the hood, stack chips or save money, as they say everywhere else. But yeah, I'm looking to build on some things, man, and I am fully motivated right now. Actually working off of 4 hours of sleep today, and I got a lot to do. But you know, when you finally get that energy, you finally get that motivational piece, you know, to you just got to go with it, because it's not going to last forever. You know, motivation doesn't last forever. So I thank God that it's here, and I'm going to fully embrace this. So yeah, driving Uber, man. Houstonians are very courteous people, man. They're very nice. Haven't gotten one asshole in the car yet. Actually, no, I got one. This lady, and I use that term loosely. As soon as she got in the car, like, you could tell that she had a fucking attitude for some reason. No clue why. As soon as she gets in the car, she kind of slams the door, which already irked my nerves, right? But I'm just like, all right, this is my last for the night. Maybe she's late for something. I don't know. So she gets in the car, she slams the door. Can you turn down the AC? You know, in some places they actually say please, but okay. Yes, ma'am, I'll turn down the AC. So as we pull off, her phone rings, and this broad answers the phone and just starts going off on this. I don't know who she's talking to, but she is going off in the back. And I'm just like, what the fuck? Like, people really do this? So she couldn't wait. Like, she could have sent that phone to that phone call to voicemail and chosen to answer this person at a later time, you know, but she just chose to go off in front of a complete stranger. I felt that was okay. The biggest part of this whole thing, folks, my people, is that she smelled like a bag of spoiled onions. This woman smelled deplorable. And I don't know what it is about people with body odor. Do their friends not tell them, their family, or do they just think that we as a whole have to accept them for who they are? Like, come on. This woman smelled horrible. I mean, that I had to air out my fucking car. Like, after I dropped her off, like, I lowered every single window in that car and just let it air out. And then the very next day, I took it to the car wash and I vacuumed and I scrubbed that seat. It's just like, how do you get in somebody's vehicle smelling like a bag of rotten onions? And on top of that, you smoke. So not only do you smell like onions, but you smell like a chimney. So you smell like chimney roasted spoiled onions with an attitude? Nah, bro. My thing is this. If you have that level of body odor, you need to be as humble as fucking possible, because at any point you're subject to an unedited roasting. Like, you can just get roasted by anybody. You smell horrible, and on top of that, your attitude matches your scent. Oh, that's gross. Oh, this lady had me, man. Like, you ever smell somebody's body odor so bad that no matter how tired you are, it just kind of wakes. It's like smelling salts. It just wakes you up. Like, whoa, holy shit! And then you gotta check your clothes, like, to make sure that their funk didn't seep its way into your clothes. Like, my mustache and my nostril hairs were tainted with this odor for a good couple of hours. I was just disgusted, you know. I mean, like, I don't know what her regimen is during the day, but whatever it is, it ain't working. Like, she probably needs to go to a dermatologist, or that might be something internal, man. She just needs to see a doctor. But this gross. Like, people will tell you, right? A lot of noobs will tell you that there's a certain smell that scrollers have. And, you know, ask your favorite noob what a scroller is. But there's a certain scent that all scrollers have. And it's unique, but it's the same across the board. I don't care where they are, who they are. All scrollers smell the same. But this broad smelled. I thought I would never actually smell a funk worse than stroller, but this broad took the cake. Ugh. I if she got a man or a woman, whatever she had, like, they don't talk to her. I say, yo, you need like to change your body wash or something. Like, what the fuck? Yo, stop eating what you're eating, because it's seeping through your pores. Maybe you should stop drinking alcohol if you drink. You need to just flush your system. You know, that might be something internal with her liver. Dude, that shit was gross. Anyway, moving on from that. But yeah, I've met a lot of interesting people, a lot of people from all across the world. And right now I'm still maintaining a 5-star rating. So if you're in the Houston area and you see the beard driving an Uber, or my U-beard, as I like to call it, yeah, continue to give me a 5-star rating. I love to talk to folks. And if they don't want to talk, you can kind of tell by their body language. If as soon as they get in, faces in the phone, if they're just staring out the window, leave them alone. You know, just turn up the music a little bit. Usually leave it on something, you know, 90s R&B-ish, you know, kind of in between. But I get a lot of short trips. A lot of people just bar hopping. A lot of people just going to not Chick-fil-A, to Chipotle to get some food and come right back. A lot of people making liquor store runs. Made a few long trips. You know, people, you know, maybe working in the downtown Houston area. I may live on the outskirts trying to get home. Made one airport run. That was actually my second customer actually was an airport run, which was pretty cool. Decent guy, you know, had his family out here, and he's originally from Austin, I believe, and then moved to Houston, but said he loves it here. And then we had a good conversation. But you meet a lot of interesting people, man, a lot of unique people, a lot of unique names. I mean, you meet people like named Champagne and just named after shit that you find in a fucking grocery aisle. Like, why? Why would you name your kid that? Anyway, but yeah, Uber's fun. And again, this is something that I'm looking to leverage the cash flow. Looking to boost a couple of things with that extra income. So I'm motivated, folks. Yeah, I'm back on the horse, man. I'm very glad to feel this way. Very glad to be energized. Being energized at 38 ain't easy, man. And that's not old, but your body changes, your mindset changes on a lot of things. Some things you just don't want to do anymore at this age. But I am super motivated about a couple of things coming down the pike. So stay tuned for that. But again, thank you everybody for continuing to show support, and to those who are new to Brew with the Beard. I'm back on it, man. Every other week. It'll be the second and fourth Saturday of the week that I record, and I'll post it on Sunday so everybody can see. So thank you to everybody that stuck by me, that was asking about the next episode. So it's finally here, and you're going to get a lot more episodes to come. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and get to the questions for the week. And again, I had a lot of questions to choose from. Questions from late August, September, throughout September, finally in October. So if I don't get to your question this week, more than likely I'll get to it in one of the upcoming weeks, because I have a lot of questions to go through. Anyway, the first one says, Dear Noel, what keeps you motivated to stay healthy now that you're in your late 30s? Wow, I was just talking about this. Okay. What keeps me motivated to stay healthy? Number one, when you hear cases of people my age or younger, you know, passing away or having these these conditions that they can't come back from. That ultimately keeps me motivated this late in my 30s to stay healthy. And it's a mindset, really. It's a lifestyle change, but it's also a mindset, that you want to live. People think that, wanting to live a lot of times is going out and doing adventurous stuff, which is staying healthy in your mind, but also your temple, your body has to be healthy to perform these activities. So I just try to exercise as often as possible. Try to eat the right things. I already told y'all in the earlier episode, pizza, macaroni pie, all these things are my vices, man. But in moderation, but I try to put greens on every plate that I eat. Try to cut back on a lot of the things that may clog up, my arteries and my digestive system. So I try to just try to stay healthy mentally, try to stay healthy spiritually, by doing a lot of praying and staying connected with God. And of course, physically, exercise. I when I'm at work, I walk everywhere. I try not to take too many elevators or escalators. I walk. If I feel like I've sat down too long at the office, I get up and I walk around. And I try to eat healthy lunches, healthy breakfasts. Try to put a lot of greens in everything. Spinach is my thing. I eat a lot of spinach. I even put them in my shakes when I make them. Spinach is something that I find. I used to hate it when I was younger, but raw spinach now, it's actually pretty good for you. I don't really know the vitamin content of spinach. I probably should have done that research before I started talking about it. But yeah, spinach, a lot of vegetables, fruits. I'm into grapes now, pineapples, these things. So I try to stay healthy. But ultimately, what motivates me again is just seeing people who are younger than me, either pass away or have these conditions that they can't turn around from. And I don't want to be like that. I want to be alive and healthy. I want to be able to do things and move around when I'm in my 50s and my 60s and my 70s. I want to have that same energy. Can't be going to soca parties, man, and being stiff and lazy. And if I plan to soca until I'm 90 and 100, I'm going to need that healthy body to do that. I can have the mindset all I want, but I'm going to need the body too. So that's what keeps me motivated, man. Just wanting to be here. I want to be here. I want to experience things. So that's what keeps me motivated. So appreciate your question. Oh, I forgot to write the fucking name of who asked me. Anyway, but yeah, thank you for that submission, that question. Question number 2. Hey, Noel, how do you get through the, what does that say? How do you get through the first stages of beard growth? The itchy phase. Okay. Listen, man. Patience. You're going to have to do a lot of grooming during that stage. My suggestion, honestly, if you're going to grow a beard at first, especially if you have a beard like mine that's coarse and that when it comes to your skin, it's very itchy and sometimes it may hurt. You're going to have to do a lot of grooming. And my suggestion would be not to shape up your beard too often when it's in the early stages, when you have like a shadow. Let it grow out till it's kind of a little thicker, a little darker, and then you can start shaping it up. You're going to have to take care of your face, man. And when I say take care of your face, you're going to have to take care of it internally by eating and putting the right things in your body so your skin is not as sensitive. And you're going to want to take care of your skin externally by exfoliating it, scrubbing your face gently with a nice facial scrub. I like to use Clean and Clear for mine. But you're going to want to take care of your face, take care of your skin. Try not to use hot water when you're washing your face, washing your beard. Lukewarm is fine. Sometimes cold is good too, just to give that your skin a little shock. So it'll be nice and tight. But getting through those first stages, man, it takes patience. That's pretty much it. There will be an ugly phase when growing a beard. It's kind of like that in between. It's not quite thick enough yet, but it's not thin enough where I want to get rid of it. I want to see where this goes. It takes a lot of patience and a lot of care. But, I got through it. There have been times where I started a beard and then cut it off. And it's like, why did I do that? Should have had more patience. But That's the virtue. Being very, very patient with your growth, and then after a while, you're just going to stop paying attention to it. And then once you go in for that one shape up, and you're going to see how dark and lovely it's starting to come in and how high it sits on your face. You're going to start to see it develop. It's a beautiful thing, man. But you got to be patient. You got to be patient. You got to see it through. You can't give up and just cut it off, because it's going to be a lot harder to grow the next time. So my suggestion would be extremely patient and take good care of your face. Whatever your best regimen is for your face, take care of your face, and don't shape it up too often until it starts to get dark. Then you can probably start shaping it up every week. All right. Thank you for that submission. Last question. Mr. Rock, what advice would you give for maintaining a professional look with a fully grown beard? All right, this has been a topic of debate amongst me and some of my peers recently. Some people don't like the beard. Not that I give a shit, but some people think that it's not really a professional look to have a beard this thick, especially when you work for corporate. Me personally, I don't think that your look should define your work ethic or what you do for a living. Image is everything in corporate America, and I do agree with that, but that shouldn't take away from what you can actually contribute to a team or contribute to an organization. So how do I maintain a professional look? Just grooming, shape ups, and clipping off the loose ends of the beard, make sure it's nice and rounded. I comb it out every morning, put my beard balm from the New York Beard Company. Shout out to you guys again for creating that. And I kind of cut that now, the beard balm, with a little bit of apricot oil. So I'll take a moderate amount, maybe a fingertip of beard balm, put it in my palm, take a little bit of that apricot oil, maybe 3 or 4 drops on it. So that kind of cuts it, and it helps the beard balm to come out a little bit smoother in your hands. And your beard should be moist at this point because you just washed your face. So it should be moist, but not wet, if that makes sense. It should be nice and moist, maybe damp. And then once it's damp, you just rub the beard balm in. Make sure you get all angles underneath. Get it to the tips of your follicles here, your hair follicles, and just comb it out. And if it's kind of wild and bushy like mine, you just pat it down, pat it in, make sure it's nice and round. And then, you put on your work clothes, man. You go to work. That's simple. Don't let anybody tell you or define you how you should look. And, maybe you shouldn't be working for these people if they're going to tell you how you should look when you come to work. Not saying that you come to work looking like a bum. You come to work just any old way, but you dress the part, obviously. If you're looking at one point jump to CEO or president of a company, dress the part. But your face is your face. Your facial hair is your facial hair. You should be able to keep that if you want. God gave us the ability to grow facial hair for a reason. It's for protection. It's a good look. It helps us to separate the sexes. One of many things that separates the sexes. I mean, why not? So professional look. I mean, I dress the part of the position that I want. And I just keep myself well groomed. Does everybody agree with it? Like I said earlier, no. Some people think that I should cut it down or cut it off. I'm not doing that. You don't know the reason why I'm growing my beard. You don't know the reason why I'm allowing it to grow as it is. Through this process, I've learned a lot of patience. I've learned what people really think when you grow this sort of thing. But for me, since my brother died in 2014, this was his look, the beard and the locks, and I'm not getting rid of it. This is a way to keep his legacy and memory alive for me. And it's a special part of me. So I'm not looking to get rid of this anytime soon. I will allow it to grow, and through that growth process, I've grown too. So anybody who don't like it, tough cookies, man. But this is me. But thank you for that submission, man. I really do appreciate it. I haven't taken a sip of my brew. So I started yammering. It's so delicious. Anyway, but yeah, folks, that's episode 6 of Brew with the Beard. Again, thank you to everybody who has been so patient in waiting for me to upload another episode. Like I said, a lot of life-changing things have happened recently, and of which I'll share with you guys later. But I'm just excited and I'm happy to be back doing what I love, which is talking to the people, talking to the masses. You know, sometimes I get flack for being so friendly and being so open, but I believe there's a calm and a peace that comes with just being courteous and being friendly to people, just saying hello, um, shooting a breeze, talking shit, whatever you want to call it. You can connect with so many people, and I think through this Uber driving experience, that has shown me how people can just open up about things to a complete stranger and just feel comfortable. You know, not everybody does it. You know, some people do make it awkward, just get in the car and put their earphones in and just completely tune you out. And I get it. You know, maybe you're an introvert, you don't like to talk to people. But for those who are willing to share, and for those who really are genuinely interested in your story, who you are, and why you started this thing, it's a beautiful thing, man. You make good connections. Met a guy whose mom actually had beaten cancer a couple of times, and as he's telling that story, I'm telling him, well, I worked for MD Anderson, and my mom beat cancer into the ground a couple of times, and how she's made a full recovery from that. He and I just sharing stories, and we're two guys from two opposite ends of the world, and just being able to share that. And he shared his experience with MD Anderson and how they're wonderful to his mom. And I told him, I said, I don't know if the same people that you dealt with when your mom was sick before are still there, but if there's anything that you need, man, you can reach out to me. We exchange information, and I told him, keep supporting your mother emotionally and supporting that fight, man. This thing is something that can sneak back up on you, and it can take you by surprise at any moment. So, that emotional support that she'll need, continue to provide that. Anything she needs, man. But, just know that you have other people out here that care too. So if there's ever anything that you need, feel free to reach out. So that felt good, and again, you never know who you're going to meet, who you're going to shake hands with on a daily basis, but be courteous to people, man. Be nice, say hello, look people in the eyes, firm handshake, whatever it is, and just connect. We're all on this rock together. For us to try to get along should be our goal and our passion. Unfortunately, that's not the goal and passion of everybody, but I do my best to be that person, and I encourage anybody out there that's listening to do the same. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this up. Continue to send your questions and your comments, and continue to support the movement, support the show. Looking to again push some merchandise for beard lovers. Looking to collaborate with a couple of people on products, and possibly some shows that that highlight hairstyles and beards and stuff like that. So a lot of things are coming. Oh, shout out to Get Twisted by Yolanda Smith out here in Houston, Texas. This young lady is phenomenal. I'm talking about phenomenal at doing hair. Let me go ahead and take this off and show you her latest project for me. Look at this. This lady is awesome, man. Owns her own spot out here in Houston. I know I should have probably brushed my hair or whatever, but she's phenomenal, man. And she doesn't take long. Her prices are so reasonable, so affordable. And this young lady has such a wonderful spirit, man. And she's ready to take off with her talent for doing hair, and yeah, her Instagram tag is Get Twisted by Yo, and it's spelled YEAUX. Get Twisted by Yo, all one word. So check her out on IG, check her out on Facebook. For anybody that's looking to grow starter locks, or you already have locks already, and you're looking to get somebody who is dependable, somebody who takes their time, but also can get you in and out within your time frame when you set your appointment, she's the one. So Yolanda, thank you very much for honestly being so accommodating and patient with me. I know sometimes I try to hit you up last minute to get an appointment, but you're always accommodating. Sincerely appreciate you. And as I said, I will always drive business your way because, again, you do a great job with me. So I appreciate you. Peace and love to beard enthusiasts, beard lovers. Again, happy Sabbath. Be safe this weekend. Whatever you guys choose to do, have fun. But also remember that we are all put here on this rock to cohabitate, and God gave us that task. I just hope that everybody will take heed and do the right thing. All right. Peace and love, y'all. Talk to y'all soon.